Game versus Slowy Owls. Camera quality is a little weird on rank 4, but I think it works. And so we have opening shift. As usual, we'll just watch a little bit of it, see some excitement, if there's any notes, and then from there we will continue. So first things that I can see is Fee, our right wing, has jumped down to join the party near the net. Typically we wouldn't want to see that, but in this case she did block a pass. But the next problem is now that as the puck moves up to the blue line, which is the natural course of progression, okay, maybe not the natural course of progression, but if it was the natural course of progression, you can see how there's all this space that this player can operate with, just simply because our winger is down partying where they shouldn't be. But fortunately it gets knocked out of the zone and they have to reset. We got a banana peel. Let's just re-watch it one more time for fun. And here they come again on the attack. Shot, big rebound out. Our wingers are not on the D. You can see again right here. Ernest is everywhere. Yeah, everyone's out of position defensively. Quite interesting. And here's another one. So on the breakout, we would have liked to see our center, Ernest, be somewhere in the middle, ready for a breakout pass, right? Ready to receive it. So get sent in the middle. So it should have been easy pickup, boom, right out on the attack. He is all the way over here. How did he get over there? Let's do a little rewind. So he's going up on the D, goes down, sees where we got the puck possession. So from here he should have just simply followed along, stayed nice and close and ready to pick up and go. Decides to go on the right wing, and so turnover. And we are out. So a slight possible communication issue, but positionally, so we got both our forwards in on the attack and CC coming in conservatively. So she is our left wing, but right now it's kind of fine. We can forecheck or stop them up like this, where she can come in and attack and stop it, and then everyone falls into position afterwards. After we've reset. But the little problem remains is when everyone starts to stay there together. We got CC, we got Rayhan, Alex off screen, all clumped on this right hand side. Someone's got to make that decision to get over on the left hand side, because you can see all this open space over here that we want to route to. So if you can pass across, we got pressure coming in from their 3 attackers. So if we can easily reroute, boom, boom, right? It would be easy, and we would expect CC, our left wing, to be over there. But okay, if we need to buy some time for everyone to get over there, that's not a problem. So reroute a couple ways around, but you can see how it's all getting clumped. And so the problem is then it's easy pickings, where all they need to do is come in and close down on us, and we have no space to operate with. And so they get the puck back. Simple as that. I thought this was a pretty funny play. So Alex gets it, decides to reset, perfectly fine. And you can see how there's a huge concentration of the Slowy Owls right on this left hand side from our perspective. And so I would think Kathy, being right-handed, got room to just swing across with speed. And we can just go for a change on the D. Instead, she decides to bop it back as we're swinging across for the change, and she didn't take advantage of the speed. And we're like, oh man. So go for the ice instead. So we have talked about this in the past, but this is more for a center. I usually I would advise, if you're going to win a face-off on a certain side, so if you're a left-handed player, so if he's a left-handed player, a lot of centers, they like to set up on a backhand position, meaning they flip their hand over and the stick is on the backhand and you're trying to win it back. Now, unfortunately, a lot of us have a tendency to do a swing, and so the danger is that on that backhand position, you're naturally going to win it in this kind of arc. And the other danger is that arc can go into the net. So if you really want to do this backhand method, you need to basically drop down and win it back, which is, it can be tough, rather than swinging across, which a lot will do. So I like to I suggest, if you can swap with a right-handed player, but that's not always going to be the case, especially in our league with the red tape rule. So my suggestion is to actually go on the forehand win, and you're just trying to win it into this corner. It's a safer play, but the disadvantage is it could be a harder way to win the face-off, and you have some limited tool sets, but it's safer. So but on the other hand, you might not win it into your own net. So let's just watch. You can see how, boom, the sweep, and goes right towards the net, and Cliff has to direct it out in the corner. Now in this case, nothing came of it, but imagine if their winger zooms in and grabs that rebound, it can be dangerous. So these are just kind of things you want to consider. All right, so after the face-off, to keep it simple, I would say everyone just go back to their positions that they are originally. So Fee would be right wing, Ernest center. So let's kind of observe on the breakout, reset back towards the back of the net, perfectly fine. Kathy should be over here, Fee over here, and Ernest in the center. So let's see how, okay, both players are totally in the wrong positions, but now they are fine. And we want to see Fee over here getting ready to receive the puck. Jess is in a good spot, and Ernest really wants to just take that nice slow route, watching where Ray decides to go. If he goes this way, then he'll turn out this way, ready to receive the puck. And if it goes out towards Kathy, ready to turn this way. And so what does he do instead? He does turn, but really building up a lot of speed, and then yeah, probably overskated that one a bit too much. And Ray says, you know what, I'll just skate it up. So here it comes. Make some fancy moves, so let's show it off. Ooh, stick lift, shot, and a save. Okay, here's something I wanted to point out, and I'm not actually a big fan of it, is, so, you know what, let's rewind so you guys can see some context. So puck's coming back, Kathy has it, and it Fee's over here. She passes, and it obviously gets deflected. Now, what I don't like is how Fee's going to gather the puck and start skating this way. And in my opinion, and we can see Kathy's on a standstill. So what makes more sense is that Fee keeps it on her stick and builds up speed and then comes up the zone, right? Versus what she, and a lot of us are doing this, a lot of our forwards, is we bump it back which is not necessarily a problem. The problem is she bumps it back, but she's already flat-footed, and everyone's already coming down with pressure. So why do that? You're feeding them to the wolves, and right, boom, turn over. And this could all have been avoided if the person that had the puck and had control of it, had the speed, just kept it, built speed, and come up the zone. Easy peasy, right? So that's something I'm not a fan of. Alright, you know what? The whole sequence after that is a bit of a disaster. We got Ernest and Fee doing the spinning cycle tornado in the middle. I don't even know what's going on. Like, alright. Like, it's just clustered in the middle. We gotta really break down to the basics, yo. Okay, so I gotta go back to the basics. Let's go back to the basics. So D is good position, fanning out. D to D options are available. So at this point, the centers should be slowly facing the puck carrier so that if a pass comes, we can turn up the ice with it. We want people on the wing side, on other side, so we have options rather than the old double spinning tornado through the middle formation. A little, yeah, I don't know, the figure eights. What is this? So you can see the problems arising right here. Kathy there should be options for her. One in the middle. So ironically enough, Fee is doing what the center should be doing, what Ernest should be doing, and then obviously no one is on the right wing. So disaster struck, and then pass is completely off the mark. So not much could be blamed to Fee there, but we should have also been giving her an option over here. All this open ice that nobody wants the puck over here. And so we got to battle through it in the middle instead. And it is a turnover. And they go on the attack. All self-inflicted chaos. So while we're at it, why don't we show the basics? This is acceptable. It works. I'd say maybe a little spread in terms of distance up the ice, but we got the basics down. We have someone on the boards that we could pass to. A little bit tough to right now, or at least we're discouraged to due to this player being here. So it started with, let's do a little rewind, a little bit of rewind. Ray has it, got pressure. So first decision says D to D. All right, I don't want that puck. Let's give us a little bit of a breather. No problem. Centers down in the middle of the ice, coming back towards the puck carrier, showing a target. At this point, we see a player going up with him, so we say, okay, no problem. We don't want to do that right now. We got a player right here. Okay, no problem. We can just hold on to it a little bit, see what options we have, but we have a breather just from that simple D to D pass. We can also see CC's a little bit far, and there's players being changed, so maybe not a smart decision right now. So let's hold on to it. We say, okay, I don't like those choices. Pressure's off of Ray, so he was on there. They've peeled off to going for a change. No problem. D to D pass. We can do this all day long. 1 D to D, 2 D to Ds, 3, 4, 5, 6, all day long. No problem. And so Alex says, hey, no pass over here. Let's start moving up. And up the center, give him a target. He's not overskating, no speed, doesn't need to be building 10,000 crossovers or anything like that. And boom, pass right there. A little bit risky in terms for Ray. He could have maybe bought a little bit more time with one more D to D pass. It's just simply because of this player coming down. You can see again, CC's not target to pass to at this moment, but we got two beautiful target potentials right here. And of course, if Ray doesn't like that, boom, D to D one more time, no problem. So everyone is in a good spot. We have multiple passing options. And so when we go and do the basics, good things happen. We can get the puck and we're on the attack into the zone. What we do with it and after that is another story, but this is good stuff. All right, so Ray hustles back, gathers the puck, no problem. Easily could have just taken it wide, or option number 2, stop up behind the net, take a look. But coming up the ice like this, not a problem. Except he decides to cut in the middle. Bad decision, and almost gets smoked by 25 and drops the puck for them to bang it home. So that was a mistake. And just for the sake of, okay, this is more of a safety note for any beginner players. Take a note of how they path themselves. It's actually, I would say it's pretty dangerous. So lucky in this case that Ray is able to avoid it, but this is important. So what I would recommend for any player on that forecheck is you take a route where you're actually, so if Ray's coming up like this, you're trying to position yourself that discourages him from cutting back. So we can see here this player is going this way, like almost in a straight line direction, and that I can see why Ray said, oh, thinks maybe I should cut to the middle. But then the next problem is how he turns. You can see how it goes in and it turns straight towards Ray. And you can see how that becomes a very, very dangerous scenario. So you're going straight towards them. The other player, if they're look head down or anything like that, that is just cause for a big collision, and you can easily get hurt yourself. So what I would advise for anyone else is you body position down the center, so you're discouraging them from cutting to the middle, and then you're just putting yourself as like a roadblock where you're going to try to drive them towards the wall and then rub them out there, and then hopefully your backup 27 will come down and close them off for you. And that way it will be way safer for any future potential plays. So we're here on the rush, on the attack, but I wanted to make this clip about this right here. So we've kind of talked about in the past when the puck is on this side, we want the D typically over here along the boards, and then from there you can start considering coming in as the play develops. We don't want you in the middle and leave that to the lefty coming in across. Now Kathy's trying to go for the attack. She thinks she's in such an awesome position, but it is a harder pass to get through because he has to cut across the middle. You can see how that pass. There is some space, so it also requires him to make an accurate pass. However, if you start from the outside and move in, so he, like, let's say Ernest fucks up the pass, you can scale skate in and you're facing the net. Versus if the pass is off the mark and you're in the middle already, then you need to go out, and it puts you in a direction of facing the boards, right, rather than facing the net. So yes, Ernest gave a bad pass, but also Kathy's positioning is not good. Alright, I have to say this line is a interesting case of Timbits hockey amoeba style. Like, what is going on? Oh my goodness. Alright, number 10 coming in on the attack. He had one earlier in the game. Power move. Drops the shoulder, tries to make some fancy moves on Cliff. He's able to shut the door down. Ray says, I want to try it too. And it gets absolutely shut down. So here is another perfect example. I actually want to like break this down. So a lot of the red tapes, it's a very common beginner kind of mistake, is they come straight, like it's homing missile style, right? So we see the puck and they go straight, like the shortest path straight towards it, which is dangerous. And and it's a good slowly owls, you guys watch this clip, so it's actually a good opportunity to tell you guys too. You guys are quick, all your red tapes are quick, and a lot of you actually are gunning straight to the puck. So it's a double whammy. You can kind of get away with it if you're like really slow and beginner red tapes, but you guys are definitely getting a lot faster. So why do I say this? So you always want to put yourself in a position never like straight on. So as a D, you'll want to start backward skating, and then you're kind of matching the pace. So in this case, Brenda is doing that. Then you're never really in a chance for a mistake. And if you're going to go towards a puck, you want to encourage them to go a certain direction. So it's like this is where the team sport act like kind of part comes in. It's not really like you onto one player. You want to put pressure. So in this case, with 3 of your players down, okay, let's ignore it. Let's ignore all of that. So you want to encourage them to kind of go in 1 or 2 directions. So rather than kind of going straight, like let's say you want to force him on his backhand, which is you want him going this direction, then you just want to come in and start turning early, and then he'll start to go this way and you go in with them, and hopefully you have your defense, you're leading them into attack, and that way you're putting yourself in a really safe position. Now if they cut back across, then you're just turning across, like turning the other way, no problem. The thing is, if you're going straight on like a homing missile, anything caught an edge, like boom, this is like, that's exactly kind of what happens. So it's just kind of be careful, especially as you guys get faster and faster. It's just a safety thing. You normally do not want to go straight towards them, and I kind of tell I like to say that NHLers are not the best source of learning for, you know, us adult beginners that are going to be playing in no contact leagues, because we're not going for body checks. So if you're going for a body check, yeah, go straight at them, hit them, right? But this is not the case, and we want to work the next day. So just keep that in, like, kind of keep that in the back of your head. Try to never go straight towards a puck, and you're just think about trying to angle them into a disadvantaged position. And you know what? Perfect example right here. So we see a player coming up. We're just trying to angle them off. And Jess demonstrates it perfectly for me. Poke check, and stops the play dead. Alright, I feel like this is a positional disaster sequence going on right here. So Ray has the puck. I would like to see, you know, center in here, left wing down here, right wing over on the far side boards. Give him some options. Okay, rings it up, no problem. Slows it down. Couldn't quite settle it. Okay, Fee overskates it. Ernest overskates it. And then, oh my goodness, we are now witnessing a 3-on-2 shot on net. Okay, we should be able to settle this down. No, they got it first. No problem, no problem. All right, center in the middle. Left wing on the boards. Okay, keep it down low. Where are you going, Ernest? So now Fee's down in the center of the ice. Ernest is behind the play. And so they get 1 shot, 2 shots. Alright. Okay, now we could probably settle it down. Ray says, you know what? Nah, let's just send it across. Fee's in the slot, so she's not over there. Takes a weird bounce. And now turn over another shot on net. and they've decided to skate out too far. 4 down deep in the zone with no defensive backup from our center. No one on the right wing. Fee! Just ice at this point. This is just like, oh my gosh, hits the ball. All right, one more time, just ice it. Like, honestly, I'd probably give up at this point watching nobody open for the breakout pass. Oh my goodness. All right, since CC is not being indoctrinated with the Greenhorns system, let's talk about some items. So she's staying back. She's more conservative. That's perfectly fine. Now, generally speaking, what I like to suggest is have actually all 3 forwards join in on the attack, getting into the zone. And then after the rush is complete, then you settle down and go back to any positions that are needed. So we've gained the zone, and she can definitely come in on the attack as well. Now, the pass gets stopped by Sam, the gatekeeper, and that's not a problem. So at this point, puck is on the right-hand side, and here comes the other concept that we all know I love, is the shove everyone on the side with the puck. And we want to get into these support positions, forming the triangle. So I would have liked to see Rayhan down here along the boards, giving a pass option for Alex, and then CC can come fill in the old magic spot. So why is that a problem? It's just tougher to kind of move the puck around. But eventually Rayhan comes in and joins the party, so that's good. But again, we would have liked to see someone down here. So maybe CC or Rayhan down there. Well, Rayhan joined the party right here, so it would have been good to see CC down there. Again, we're always trying to form a bunch of triangles to give nice short passes to each other. And this allows Alex to just ring it down low, and that picks it up, and then we can bounce the puck around. So again, to reiterate, just cut that ice in half, form little triangles, move everyone over, and then the one that gets the freedom on the other half of the zone is going to be the weak side D. So in this case, Ray, he can float around and party on that left hand side. And then so we can see how where the puck moves from right to left, then Alex can just swing across, Rayhan swings across, and it would be forming another triangle on that left hand side, no problem. But let's see how this, they throw it out, and they're going for the 2-on-1 rush, and shut down. Oh no, they just missed the pass. Alright, and here's another clip. Ray's going on the attack, and so because CC's not being indoctrinated onto our concept, actually, I'll probably say Alex should have been the one. First one without the puck needs to charge the net, get over there, get open, give Ray those options. And why do we do that? So we can draw the defenders deep into the zone with them. Instead, Alex stays high, and I mean the puck does get to him and he gets a shot across, but wouldn't it be so much better if Alex was here, CC or Rayhan gets the puck, possibly a shot, possibly a pass, and the added benefit of getting triangles, the magic of triangles, a beautiful isosceles, rather than the amalgamation, the amoeba style Timbits clumping that we got. Alright, we got a face off in the zone. Fee sends it across. Excellent play. And here comes the greasy grinders of Ernest and Fee. Getting the puck. He overskates it a little bit, and Sam, the gatekeeper, says, "No way, Jose." He also said, "No way, Jose" to Queenie as well. And therefore, we need to say, "No way, Jose" to him and shut the door and skate back the other way and score the goal. And now we have tied it up 1-1. All right, breakouts again. Our center deciding to zoom out into Narnia once again, rather than being in that middle option. Oh, there he's okay now. Stops, but cutting. Oh, okay. Now we have talked about if we need to be really high up, we are prime for abuse, as the D can kind of. He didn't even have to pinch down. He's at the blue line and he's able to shut down the door. And ideally we don't want to be like that because it gets a turnover, and so they've kept it in the zone again. All right, we get round 2. How do we decide to go from here? Chip it up? Nope. He says I don't even need. Well, he pinched down a little bit, didn't even need to, and stops. It keeps the puck in the zone. All right, reset. Let's see what happens. So he's coming in with speed. Oh, positioning is not so good, and Ray falls down, was able to get a piece of it. So why was positioning not so good? Let's talk about it. So this is okay, number so this is a skill, while it's more of a positioning thing. So we see number 10 coming in with speed. At this point, our D are deep in the zone. They don't want to be like that. So we want to get up. Like you got to do this quick, and it's all positioning based, right? So we need to get up quick, pivot, and then start going backwards. So you need to find a way to have backward speed, and the only way to do that is you need to move up ice quick and then pivot and come backwards. So let's play this one more time again. You can see how Kathy's slowly gliding up while this guy's just turning up on his 5th gear on his transmission, and then only until they're like the distance is normal gap do they decide, okay, you know what, let's pivot and start backward skating. And by then it is too late. They've got you dead to rights. They just need to go one move to the left and they've got you beat. Now Ray's kind of lucky that he fell and he's able to get a stick on it, but why did he fall? Like all these conditions is just because you didn't start with good position. So let's rewind. Now that we've talked about that, what do we want to do? We want to start bloop, 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 bloop. Now of course you don't want to go too far. You gotta make in mind with where the wingers are, so you get to that point, kind of get close to them, so you're discouraging a pass of them first of all, and then from there you pivot and go back. Now you got to do this quick. You got to do it. You got to decide fast, because the more you wait, this guy is coming in with speed, and so obviously you're not going to be skating this way and then stopping here as they're getting here. So an ideal scenario is as they're going back all the way, we start touch up on that blue, and then you can see, boom, he's already starting like that. You go, okay, now it's the time to pivot, and then that's where you can control the gap, and you still have backwards skating speed. That way you won't be easy pickings pylon in a clinic. Alright, breakout positioning. We know we got pressure. Rayhan's in a good spot. Getting a bit lower would be great, but generally in a good spot. We would like to see CC on the wing, but this guy's closing off, and someone in the middle. But you know, beggars won't be choosers at this rate. Rayhan was a good spot. He was able to stop it down. He's deep enough where he won't kind of get pinched and poked down. Wasn't able to settle it, but that's fine. Now, one thing I noticed is, see, he's cutting across left. That's not necessarily a problem. We can certainly do that. You just want to eyeball it. Make sure that they have firm possession before you start doing that. So what I like to recommend in general is you start on that wing side, and the moment you see that they have settled it and they're ready, like they got that puck on the forehand, then you start boom, 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 cutting across. and then that way you can be ready to receive a pass anytime, any moment. And then try not to do that too early, otherwise you'll catch yourself like this where the puck's not ready and you're pivoting and you're in an awkward spot like that, right? Now there's another funny part. So she's kind of moved from left wing to right wing. We try not to do that too much. Sometimes it could be okay, but this is where the funny business. So no one's on that far left side. This camera's so cool. It's more blurry, but we're more zoomed out so we can see more of the ice. So that's fun. But pass up the middle, which makes perfect sense because Alex is in a good spot, gets that pass, and Cece's right here, and, and then boom. Way too fun. That's way too funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you can see all the problems. Like no one's on the left side, so we're very one-dimensional attack right now. So the Owls, all they need to do is just concentrate everyone on the right hand side of the ice, in the neutral zone. And we really only want to concentrate people when we're in the offensive zone. But in general, we want to be nice and wide and have all the passing options available to us. All right, we got a little bit of some action going on here. You know what? I went too far forward, but just gets a chance, and they send it up. And we've talked about the wingers being too high, so perfect example. What does this mean? They are ripe for the abuse. Ripe for abuse. And so Ray just jumps in, pokes it, keeps it in the zone, and I can't tell if it's poked off or Ernest just lost it. Pass across. Ray goes in on the attack and snipes it. Oh my goodness. So this is an interesting conundrum because the assist, you know what? The assist was from Ernest to Kathy to Ray, but Kathy gets off the ice so she doesn't get the plus, but she gets the assist. All right, interesting turn of events. I did not know Ernest had the assist there, and we are up 2-1 now. All right, we got a bit of a party. They going on the attack, backhand shot, and everyone is joining in on the party. We got our wingers downtown, we got our centers downtown. Everyone is here for a jam. So they send it to the net front. We try to clear the crease. Many bodies there. And so Kathy gathers it up and realizes, oh man, there's no winger over here. Where's my center? Who do I pass to? Well, I better just try to go up myself. But then because there's no passing option, gets shut down. And so we have a turnover. Going back on the attack. One-timer chance. And everyone's joining in on the party once again, deep in the zone, behind the net. Yeah, and so easy pinch down, sent across. Tries to skate it out, but pinched again. But Fee's able to battle it and go on the attack. So some exciting stuff going on there. So as much as I roast Alex in the past, he is doing a pretty good job today. It's just a complete stark difference between him and Ernest. I just gotta be blunt about it. This is like, how easy is this? Is Alex making the job for the D? D to D, pass, relieve the pressure. Alex is skating towards the puck carrier, swoops across towards the puck carrier with an open target. And what does that mean? Look at this. Boom, pass, bing, bang, out of the zone. Easy peasy. Oh my. So continuing, number 10, the other gatekeeper of the Owls, trying to shut down Alex, but Alex is the master of grinding along the boards and is able to keep the puck on his stick. Rayhan and CC in decent position, but not sure what happened. Was it slightly off the mark? CC trying to go for the diving one-timer. Oh, it looks like I think it just hit some skates and out of the zone. No problem. You know what would have been really great for Ray as he moves across? And freeze frame! You know what would have been really great for Ray? You know what would have been really great for Ray if he had a someone that plays in the middle of the ice. The position starts with a C. You know, I couldn't quite put my finger on it. But okay, we realize he's not there. So he sends it across. Pass out front. A little bit off the mark, but we're surviving. And this is just horrible on my part. That pass was just way too hard. And it's a turnover. Alright, so right here, Ray making some fancy moves. He's able to beat everyone, and they realize he can't score, but drop pass! And Fee was not able to finish it off. And then number 10, Mr. Visor Man himself says, you know what? I want to make some cool moves too. Coming in with speed, barreling down. He's moving. Tries inside out, and play is stopped. And we're going back the other way. My goodness, we're doing suicides today. Skating lengths, and Alex is able to bury that pass. And we are now up 3-1. Alright, we got the incident. Let's take a look, see what happened. How did it... Okay, I see. Alright, Cliffy boy, very upset. Understandably. Let's break down. Let's see what mistakes were made. What can we do to prevent this? So, Mr. West chasing down the puck. Okay, understood. And he's trying to gather it, but then eat shit and skate first. I never want to see that. Into the goalie and in the net. Alright, so obviously the problem is loose puck, right? And he wants to score the goal. He's trying to gather it onto his forehand, is my guess. Cut across and wrap it around Cliff. Okay. However, he loses an edge and is straight towards Cliff. Okay. So that is a problem. How can we avoid this? Well, for one, is you try not to aim towards Cliff, the goalie, when you're gathering. So you're gonna need to start early and kind of have a pathway going across, or you're just gonna have to decide, I need it, like it's too far ahead of me, I probably won't be able to get it. So put yourself in a position where you're actually, let's draw it from a top point of view. Let's draw the net, and the puck is here, the goalie's here. So instead of going towards it, so option one is you do an actual pathway that cuts across like this. Then you can gather it and into your forehand, and then, like, let's say you eat shit and slide across, then Mr. Goalie will not get hurt. Option two, where's the little eraser? Let's erase all this stuff. Is a little puck over here. Is you say, okay, well, I can't make it, and then you gather it up and go behind the net and do whatever you want, but you just won't have that scoring opportunity at that time, and that is okay. Other than that, it's just basically you keep it simple. Don't skate towards the goalie, and all will be good. All right, we got pretty silly sequence here. So CC, left wing, not quite clear where to go. So right here, we want to be right here, right here. Why? So to explain this is we normally want the left to be closest to the circle. Why? Because they need to defend this player, so they're just right next to them. Very simple. If a left wing is here, their player is 21, right? They're right D. And if you're super close to the circle, then you have to skate through this player. To keep it simple, you just go on the outside a little bit. Your pathway is completely straight. Then you can just go directly to the player that you need to defend. Easy peasy, right? So face off drop, and they get a shot on net. But who do we want to defend? Well, yeah, okay, so that's fine. Number 2, so she's on the so want to be in front of the net, and then so at this point you should be up, and then now the left wing would be over here ready for a pass. Let's see how the breakout goes. There is no, okay, what nobody, what is going on? So you can see CC's on the right hand side. We need her over here. And we got a banana peel in the middle of the ice. Alright. Alright, so we talked about skating towards puck. Here's another kind of example. But yeah, it's another close call. So right here, straight. And he's just in the last second had to shift across. So again, it's just kind of a lot of your pathways. So if like we lose an edge, that could have been a really bad hit. So how could I advise this player to do things a little bit differently? So as he's coming across, rather than going straight like this, what I would advise is coming across. So you're really kind of like with that body language with your teammate is saying, well, I really don't want you coming middle. I want you going out wide as far as possible. And at that point, then you start turning in with them, if that makes sense. And you're just going to be relying on your teammate to discourage him from cutting across like this. And it's just going to take a lot of kind of like practice, but this is going to help. So right here, you can see if you started here, and they're going to say, well, you know, I see 3 purple sweaters right here. I probably don't want to cut through the middle. I probably want to take it wide. And so then that way you're going to be skating with them, right? Much safer than like this. You can see right here, it looks, oh my God, is that pretty scary or what? All right, so we're about to see the penalty. Let's see what actually happened. So for like a little dump. You know what? It's just the classic case of Ray always falling, and then we get a penalty called there. So I don't think anything happened on either side. It's just going down the boards. Puck, Ray's try to chop it up, and then obviously 10's trying to poke it down. I think that's fine. And then Ray, classic Ray, falling on his own for whatever reason, and then obviously he's falling, so number 10's falling. And so the ref calls holding on both of them, but there was no hold. So as far as penalties go, I don't think anything bad there. So it's just the result of falling. So the result of Ray doing Ray things, he has now achieved the Greenhorns achievement of the first penalty of our season. So our 0 is no longer 0. It's a very sad time indeed. Now, can we prevent this? Start with positioning. No, that was good. Like, the gap's good there. Maybe we can decide to just let up on it instead, but you know, that's kind of your decision on going down the boards. But otherwise, that is the penalty of the game. Alright, so we got a little bit of attack going on here. Pass, just missed the one-timer opportunity right there into a wide open net. I think I'd like Jess to be a little bit more here, just for more open space, but otherwise, we're pretty good basis of the triangles going on. Well, I mean, I'd rather Kathy be over here, quite frankly, but I guess beggars won't be choosers for now. We've talked about why, but she's able to keep the puck. If that squirted out, I'd be like, what are you doing, Kathy? But she keeps it in. We're keeping good puck movement. Again, we'd like to keep Jess over here, get those triangles going. But puck movement's been good. Oh, Alex tried to force it across, but should have done his magic, kept it along the boards, possibly looked to a pass down to Fee, but he has turned over the puck instead. And Sam, the gatekeeper, tries to go on the attack, but we say no way, Jose. Going back on the other attack. One-timer opportunity number 2. Boom! Just missed the net. And things continue. Ooh, Rayhan going on for the attack. 2-on-1 situation. Goes for the pass. You know what? Not a bad idea, but I think definitely could have gone for a shot. So here's something you can think about. So a pass across when the defender is in a good position, it can be pretty tough. You're gonna have to either sauce it over generally, otherwise you're gonna need to find a gap. Now another thing you can think about is, rather than doing a pass and you're on a 2-on-1 situation like this, is you bring it out to your forehand and actually aim for the far side pad. So you're going to be aiming right here, and your whole hope is the goalie's reaction is going to be a kick where it goes boop and it bounces back out, and then this player will be able to shoot it in from there. So that's, you're thinking of using Mr. Goalie as your passing aid. Alright, I have to show this because it is very good. So Kathy has it, sees no option, curls back around, looks for a pass option, nobody's there, curls back around, back to the safety zone behind the net. Magical, so good, so good, so good, so good. And you know, oh my god, we just like chef's kiss right here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. In the middle, stick on the ice. Oh, chef's kiss, just so beautiful. And we're in the zone. Look at that. Oh my god, I got a glaze. It's too impressed by this. And look at the wingers. So Jess. So I would have ideally liked when we see Kathy's coming back around, so we're just coming down together and then curl up. So in this case, Fee turns too early, Jess is up too early, so I'd rather zoom down, maybe even pass the ref and then come up, and then Fee would be coming down and curling up like this. But Kathy and Alex gets the job done. Excellent. And on top of that, a pretty decent chance. So Alex comes in, takes it wide, backhand pass across. Fee tries to jab it in, but gets stopped. But pretty decent chance. All right, so line change here. Defensive draw. Pass to Fee, tries to bump it out to Ernest. No can do. Shot down on net. Almost gets the rebound. Alright. Recovery. You know what? I just won't pause, but if only someone in the middle and then someone on the left side for the breakout passes. Big block chance, but now there's nobody to pass to on the right wing, and now there's nobody to pass to in the middle, and now there's nobody to pass to on the right wing and in the middle and on the right wing all together. So it's a turnover, and we pass back across, and now there's nobody on the right wing but 2 people in the center, and now there's 3 people on the left side. Is that the most frustrating thing to witness for a breakout? It's like, oh, everything we have learned has gone out the window. Oh my goodness. But big chance right here. Jess kind of deflects it towards the net. And she says, maybe that would have worked if I swung at it, huh? Alright, so same situation. But this time it's Rayhan. See how his path is going straight towards the puck. Again, it can be dangerous, and especially he's reaching in like that. So try not to put yourself in those kind of dangerous positions. So what you want to do is, yes, skate towards him a little bit, but you're think of it as you're a I guess a sheepdog, and you're just trying to herd them to a certain direction. In this case, usually towards the boards, and then you're going to skate with them, and you just realize the fact that sometimes they're going to be faster than you, but like the most important thing is don't put yourself in a position where you're going straight on, and that would be falling into a like a possible body collision. All right, we're about to see, no, not quite, let's skip ahead. We'll just watch the sequence. Ray trying to keep it in the zone, and bad turnover into the slot, and so he's staying down there. Now we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players building up speed with 4 Greenhorns behind them. And so Kathy, you better hope and start turning on those engines and backward skating. A little bit slow, should start harder, go harder, go harder. Oh, and then you can see she's not C-cutting hard enough. And so therefore we got 2 with the Jets on Mr. Visor and Sam the Gatekeeper. And there's just too much speed. And that is a goal. Now 3-2. So positioning is 1. And just, yeah, not backward skating fast enough. I'm pretty sure Kathy can go a little bit faster than that. But even if not the case, you know, you can sometimes just, this is one of those goals that you put it in the column called they're just a little bit better than us. And yeah, Mr. Visor is just clearly faster. And so therefore I don't feel too bad about this one. And now the score is now 3-2. Alright, I believe 44 seconds left. However, we know that the clock is not running. Big moves, big chances right there. So the clock is still not running. Let's do some, you know what? That's okay. We'll do some detective skills later and see how much time was wasted, but let us enjoy the show, because for those who know, there is a lot of excitement. So we iced the puck. Maybe that was a bad decision to do that. and I should have kept it longer. So now we have to do a face-off. Now we don't usually talk about this situation, and we want 1, 2, 3, but at this point, because they're all gearing up to shoot, we should be just absolutely charging at them and hoping that shot is not going to hurt. So they get one shot down, and obviously there is a bit of a size mismatch on these face-off draws, and there's a bit of a timing issue. But shot number 2, so same situation, we're trying to charge at them and go for a block, but Sam the gatekeeper is able to get these shots off before we are able to get there. And so this one is the very unfortunate one where we needed our winger to go up and attack this player, and we should have stuck onto Sam. So that's our fault, all 3 of us, really. Well, not all 3 of us, but the winger for sure. So winger for sure, and then possibly Kathy. It's a tough one because we don't want to ignore backdoor as well. And so we were able to get a stick on it, and that's why it's an awkward rainbow that eventually hits the post and in. So a funky bounce. We don't normally get faced with these situations, but let's talk about ideal scenarios that we have time to think about it. So blah 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 right here. Yeah, the mistake is we should have stuck closer to him, but otherwise I don't think we did any big mistakes there. A little bit of a lucky bounce, and so they get 3-3 tie with 2 seconds left. But now I did talk about detective skills. We know for a fact it was 44 seconds when they scored their goal right here. So 44 seconds with the time being 47. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, oh that would have been the period, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi. Oh, there goes the clock. So 11 seconds at the very least. But without it, there wouldn't be excitement, and what is a game of hockey without excitement? And so therefore, we got ourselves a 3-3 tie game. And of course, with 2 seconds left, that would basically be the game. 3-3 tie. Now, if you liked and enjoyed this review, please like the video, comment if you would like, it would be helpful. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends, family. And yeah, I will see you in our next review.